And good evening. Are you going to try and jump me already? First time live, and you already trying to get ahead
getting
of me.
Jumped. Absolutely. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, and welcome.
Go ahead, smartass.
We
Do the
are
intro.
the scholar and the sinner, the black and white of things.
Is that it? You're just going to leave it like that?
I'm going to leave it like that.
Wow.
Yeah. I am KIP Steamboat for today. Yes, the miraculous KIP Steamboat for today. Off the top rope.
I can't with you. What's up, everybody? This is Derrick Pierce, and you get to figure out who the scholar and the sinner is this evening. They might be one and the same. They might be completely different. You never know. That's what we're going through here. So to give us a proper introduction.
I am KIP. That is D. I am a teacher. Education is my thing for the most part. Right?
What you be teaching?
What you be teaching. See, that is a grammatically incorrect sentence, and I will not stand for...
You're sitting.
Yeah, sitting. I teach law. I teach English language arts.
You could not tell.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons why we're in the low end of the 40s in the world.
Well, thank you for validating my efforts, white man. I appreciate that very much.
You guys are on our very first live broadcast. We'll be having weekly shows from Scholar and the Sinner. We're on all access broadcasting now, so congratulations. We have people that we duped into backing us.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yes. You can also find us on Facebook Live,
YouTube,
Spotify,
iHeartRadio,
IGTV, and
iTunes.
So we're pretty much on every single platform. So you can see my beautiful face.
It's not. You can't really see it.
No.
Well, we have like a brick backdrop, and it's a little dark.
Here we go, right? Yeah, ultraviolet ass is going to talk some shit already.
Just getting started. That's why I wore a white thermal, so I can kind of just brighten things up a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the shit I have to put up with. So, yeah, like and share. Tell someone to tell someone. Our goal here is to, of course, grow the platform. So, come see about your boys. We will be broadcasting weekly. Make sense?
It made sense to me. You didn't punctuate the end of that sentence. So I
didn't punctuate the end of the sentence.
No, I was waiting for more.
Okay.
I thought there was more, but apparently that's all KIP has.
That's all I got. I'm doing the best I can over here.
Listen, I kind of tricked KIP into doing a broadcast with me, and so we started a podcast way back. We dropped off. Now we have the proper backing, the proper facilities to help bring you guys some ultimately entertaining thought processes that come from two people who at least visually look like they're from opposite sides of the tracks. I don't mean that as a white and black thing. I mean the fact that one of us is a teacher, the scholar.
Yes, and the other one gets naked on the other side of a camera for a living.
On the back side of the camera?
No, on the front side of the camera.
That would be this side of the camera.
Yes, but you're gonna keep your clothes on today.
Why?
Please keep your clothes on, please.
That's hot as fucking here.
It is hot as fucking here, but please keep your clothes on.
You're no fun.
No.
I'm an adult performer. I've been an adult performer for longer than I'd care to talk about. We want to get into that. My life has not amounted to too much, apparently.
No, I see. This is where I always disagree, because the dynamics of what make this guy are a lot more than just adult performances.
We have shared many a thought process over many things over many years.
Yes.
And it came to the conclusion that we both have some very strong opinions, both on the same side and sometimes on the opposing sides, which is why we developed these Scholar and the Sinner.
That's exactly why we developed the Scholar and the Sinner, because we effectively agree and disagree, but we always respect each other. And the purpose of this is to create you respect. You love me. Okay.
I love you, but I don't respect everything you say.
The purpose of this is sometimes to probably say the things that you're thinking that you don't want to say, right? And this is my brother. Can't you see the family resemblance? Look.
Only when he smiles.
See? Family resemblance. All right, so moving right along.
Is that your
That is my segue. You like that?
No, it was terrible.
Damn it, man.
It was terrible.
Fuck.
You can totally tell that this is apparently your first show ever.
It is.
At least you're not reading comments.
Hey man, reading the comments. Listen. Make some comments. I will read them live. Show me some love. Love is good.
Because KIP is trying to slide into pretty much anybody's DM.
Yes, ladies, I'm single like a dollar bill. Ladies, slide into the DMs. I'm available. I'm a catch. I'm the guy that you want to take home to your mama. Yeah.
I think you just said all you have is dollar bills. That's what I heard.
I mean, I guess that works too, though, right?
Dollar bills? You trying to hook up with a stripper?
No, of course not. Absolutely not. No. I am a wholesome, pure
bullshit. Wholesome and pure, huh?
Church boy.
So I guess then you would believe in something like monogamy?
I actually really enjoy the concept of monogamy, but the practical application of monogamy is always something that's complicated.
So what is the practical application of monogamy that you seem to have a problem with?
I think that some of the confines of how relationships were defined, like for me growing up at least, I've never really seen them be successful. Every once in a while you get them two old motherfuckers that are 85 years old and they're just like, yeah, I'm still with him. And that's cool. That's a beautiful thing. But, we have friends that are either getting divorced or are getting married. It's like, what the fuck, man? Like, you a grown ass man getting divorced or you a grown ass man getting married. I mean,
the divorce rate does raise every year.
Right. So the question is, does monogamy actually work? I mean, Kanye has that famous quote, "Love is cursed by monogamy." Right. So if we were to take out the
should we even really validate anything that fucking Kanye has?
Hey, I like Kanye Easy. I do.
Why?
I do. Every once in a while you can pull a gem out of something that he says. Love is cursed by monogamy. I mean,
no.
All right, so let me ask you this question, right? If we were to remove the physical responsibilities, the things that come along with, just something sexual, could you still have a wonderfully, fruitful relationship with a woman outside?
So before I get into that, so you're actually not for monogamy?
No. I would love to have monogamy, but monogamy in itself feels like a dream. It feels like an uncharted territory. It feels like an idea that people like to propagate and put up on a pedestal. But I've never really, you know what? That's not true. I have one of my best friends. They're like the fucking Huxtables at their house.
Like that's what it is.
The Huxtables,
scripted and everything.
Yeah, it's beautiful. That shit's great. They got the dog, the wife, the kid, the picket fence. They got all that shit. They're gonna be old wrinkled raisins one day.
Well, I have very specific thoughts and feelings about monogamy or lack thereof.
Of course you would, Mr. Dick Slinger.
Maybe. Maybe that may have happened.
You need a T-shirt that says Mr. Dick Slinger.
No. My T-shirt is I'm gonna have two T-shirts. Number one is gonna say I love women with daddy issues, and the second one is going to say I'm a hoe. It's just a matter of how much.
Shorthand, Mr. Dick Slinger.
I like the details. Listen, getting back to my issues with monogamy. Number one, for those people, this is just my personal opinion. For those people that are practicing monogamy, I feel that they need to understand that this is a learned trait and it's not something that's programmed from a DNA disposition. Okay? This is not something that is genetically inclined. It's something that we learn over time.
Right.
Okay. And that has a big bearing on society because monogamy is propped up by churches and religion, which I'm not a huge fan of.
Of course.
Don't mean that they necessarily do bad things all the time.
Right.
Although we all know some of the stories. But I do believe that it's a form of control. Because if you can get everybody to pair themselves up in some sort of uniformity, they're easier to control. They're easier to monitor. It's just a problem for me. And I think that when you're trying to push a whole species into one particular mode of operation, aka monogamy, you're going against nature.
See, but in my opinion, the nature argument is somewhat mute because as sentient thinking beings, we can supersede what the basics, bare minimum of nature, what it requires of us. But in my opinion, doesn't monogamy inherently bolster the idea that people are special? Like, I am specifically going to give myself to this individual because this person is special.
Again, I think that's learned because I can make the same argument for multiple people.
Right, but see, then we have to ask the question, are we talking about sex or are we talking about intimacy? Because you can be intimate with someone without having sex with them.
Right.
And you can have sex with someone without being intimate with them. And if monogamy is only a physical thing, then we start blurring the lines a little bit here, don't we?
But it's not just a physical thing.
Okay.
I don't agree with physical monogamy.
Mm-hmm.
I understand emotional monogamy, and
Right.
I think that ultimately there's that, you know, the urban slang of there's levels to this shit,
There's levels to this shit.
right? But I think overall that there's something to be said for people who practice open relationships. I get it. I understand it. I think that on some levels it's a little bit more selfless.
All right, but then let's pose the question in this manner, right? So if we're talking about individuals that have open relationships, then the opposite are individuals that are actually fighting the desire to be with other people. It's like, look, just because you get with somebody doesn't mean that beautiful motherfuckers just disappear off the planet.
No, but you're
Right?
still you're fighting those urges.
Right, and then I think that the victory is in the struggle there. Like, I'm going to fight this for you, and this is what defines the love of our relationships. Listen, you got with this girl because she had a fat ass and a pretty smile, right? And you know better than trusting a big butt with a smile, right? You know better. Those are the rules. You know the rules of the game. Never trust a big butt and a smile. The point that I'm making
What
here,
about a medium-sized butt? Can you trust those?
that is a white man thing. I'm a brother.
That ain't a white man thing.
I need a fat
I
ass,
like
son.
curves.
Yes, you do. I forgot, bro.
You seen our producer?
Yes, she got a fat ass too. We got a producer with a fat ass.
Shit's Mulholland Drive up there.
All right, but the point that I'm trying to make here is that once you achieve and you get that woman, right, and you love that woman, that doesn't mean that all fat asses just magically evaporate and disappear.
No, but it's supposed to now. You're not allowed to now appreciate or have any sort of contact with those other fat asses.
Yes, exactly.
Why?
You can appreciate all the fuck you want. Yeah, you sure can. The reason why you appreciate and the reason why you don't touch another one, because it further validates the one that you chose. Like, it's almost like, listen.
But that's a single-minded thought process. It's actually narrow as fuck.
But we do the same thing with objects. We do the same thing with cars. Like, this car is special, and I'm gonna put it on
Yeah, and then I get another car that's special in another way.
Yeah, it's true. But
matter of fact,
you are just a greedy motherfucker. Just tell the truth.
Hold on. Matter of fact, some of us get a truck and a motorcycle to put in the back of the truck.
That's exactly why I got my truck and my motorcycle.
Okay, so then I guess you're not quite as monogamous as you think you are.
No, I'm not as motor.
You hooking your
monogamous.
motorcycle up with your truck every damn time.
It's the motorcycle and the truck have a threesome. There's all three of us all together. It's
okay.
Awesome. Here's the point, man. Listen, and the idea that it's not necessarily natural to be monogamous is somewhat a misnomer, because there are species all over the planet that only have one mate for their entire lives.
Really? Because I can only think of like two.
What? Look, man.
Penguins
are pretty awesome.
I didn't say they're not awesome. I think they only fuck with one person because they waddle so goddamn much they can't catch nobody else. So when they lock one down, they're like, "Fuck it, bitch.
Fuck it out. It's
I'm
too
not
much energy.
Waddling after anything else.
Yeah.
This shit is tiring."
Nah, like, look, all this work to get this penguin pussy, I'm just gonna hold it down right here. Listen, I think that.
And what's the other species? Is it is it dolphins?
It's like a fucking mountain goat or something that does it.
Nope, it's something else.
Google.
Damn.
Look, fuck the animals,
hold on,
man.
I'm gonna do some white boy shit right now.
Yeah, fact checking ass. Listen, the point that I'm trying to make here is that as the relationship grows, right, you have to continuously find new ways to make each other feel special, and to the reinforcement of being. Like I said, it's all about. Isn't this all about agreements anyway? Right, because if you're with a woman and she agrees, or if you're the guy and you agree that you can have an open relationship, then all is well, that ends well. But from the perspective that I'm trying to present here is that I feel as though that one makes that person feel special. Like, we're talking about insecurities. Look, women and men have baggage. Yes?
Yes,
right.
Of course, everybody has baggage.
Right. So what ends up happening is to limit how much that baggage spills over into how you go forward.
Okay, so real quick.
Here we go. Animals that only fuck the other animal for life.
That was horrible.
Okay. Bald eagles.
Animals that are monogamous to each other for the rest of their lives.
Animal love.
I can't do a show called Animal Love. That's definitely out of my wheelhouse. And there's not many things that are out of my wheelhouse.
No animal loving, no sweet bald eagle
kippers.
loving.
Listen, bald eagles, barn owls, beaver.
Owls.
I think that's funny because I'm 12 years old inside, and I think that beavers being monogamous is pretty goddamn funny.
Yes.
The black vulture.
Black vulture. Let's go.
Goddamn black vulture. French angelfish.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
I don't either.
Swans.
Why? You didn't see swans. You just saw a picture of a swan. That's it. You just saw a picture. You didn't see swans. Black angelfish. The gibbon, which is
a monkey.
A monkey. I didn't know that. The gray wolf.
Mm-hmm.
The penguin. But just the macaroni penguin.
So if we're talking about the
and the
opposite,
sandhill crane,
then what's the opposite of monogamy? What's the term? Because you used the term last
polyamory.
week. Okay, so
but I don't know that that's the opposite of monogamy. I know that that's a function of having multiple people, both physically and emotionally / romantically involved in a relationship.
Poly meaning many, right?
Yes.
Amory, Latin for love, correct?
Amore.
So what we're talking about here is loving many people. That doesn't necessarily mean sex, though.
It means sex.
Okay, all right. So I guess this whole time, like, women say they're polyamorous and dudes just say they fucking mad bitches.
Well, because women like to fluff shit up, and
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
men like it raw.
Like that term polyamory is a relatively new term, I guess. Like,
no, it's actually not.
Okay, cool.
It's been used for a very long time to describe a certain segment of society that believes in a form of, I guess, people who don't agree with it would call it free love.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But doesn't even the idea of polyamory presuppose that one of the participants has to not feel infringed upon? Like, they have to just not give a fuck?
But
isn't that giving a fuck actually special?
Listen, I understand your thought process.
Right.
I just don't fucking agree with it because it's stupid. But I do understand it.
We need you guys to kind of weigh in on this. Like, please leave a comment whether you think
don't need
that
anybody to fucking weigh in.
You
on
should.
it.
I do, because I want to know whether it's cool to. Can I be out there just sandblasting bitches? Like,
okay, but now you're talking about something completely
how
different.
is that different?
You're talking about having like threesomes, multiple partners, not necessarily with the consent and with the participation of your significant other. It's totally different.
You know what? I'm gonna get all the way down to my insecurities here. Okay.
Yeah. Let's
just be transparent.
Okay. Because before you go there, I just want to preface it with, we were talking about this off air, and Kip saw a picture of two beautiful women kissing on my screen and was like, "Damn, that's polyamory.
Lovely.
Sign me up." And
I'm all the way in.
Yeah. And I said, until those two girls is your girl and her other boyfriend.
See, the polyamory thing doesn't really work with the multiple penis factor. I'm kind of a one penis polyamorous kind of guy. Like
I'm not even disagreeing with you. I think that there are certain.
Okay, thank you for getting on board.
I'm just saying there are certain rules and guidelines that you discuss with your significant others.
So you mean to tell me, as long as you tell that bitch what it is.
First off, I'm not going to start the sentence with like, "Hey, bitch."
Okay, fine. As long as you tell that lovely young lady what the parameters of the polyamorous relationship is, it works. Like, you can't have any other penis but the one in my pants.
No.
So
there has to be clear and constant guidelines, and they are constantly reassessed. I think that because polyamory on the whole, excuse me, is not taught or practiced nearly as much as monogamy is on the whole.
So
right?
Let me ask you a question. Could your polyamorous mate have another male?
In what capacity?
Sexual capacity.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Really?
I don't give a fuck if she's sucking other dicks. I just want to see a picture of it in video. And then I'm going to beat her ass when she gets home. In a good way.
Wait.
In a very consensual, not me too kind of way.
Okay, because you almost jumped off that cliff.
No.
Because that sounded real domestic. I'm going to beat her ass when she gets home.
Happily. She's going to...
Oh, you mean you're going to beat her cheeks when she gets home?
Yeah, the whole...
All right, so let's back this up. All right, so you don't care
about sexual.
You don't care if she's sucking other dicks, but what if that dick just happened to belong to me?
You know me.
It ain't no fun. You know the song. You know the rules. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Me, I would rather be wonderfully oblivious to the other.
So it's okay if I'm banging your broad on the side as long as you don't know about it?
Not you. Not you.
Why not me?
Because
I just gave you dap on my shit.
I know, but you're a fucking professional. We talked about this. You have a resume, and look, man, it's like you're in the NBA, and I was a great high school player. Okay, look, I was all state. I was all league. Uh-huh. You're a pro. I'm not following that shit.
Like literally,
I'm
literally I get paid for this shit?
I'm pretty confident in my abilities and my equipment. Yes, that is true, but shit, man, no, you're a pro. Fuck that. I'd rather be ignorant. Ignorant is bliss. Polyamorous. It just seems complicated. Maybe
it is complicated, but I don't think that people who are poly are necessarily choosing, I'd rather be polyamorous than monogamous. I think that they have a real struggle with monogamy. And so the solution possibly could be open relationship.
I think the real statistic, the telling statistic, is how many polyamorous relationships are successful in comparison to monogamous relationships being successful.
Well, we all know that monogamy is not successful on the whole.
Because then we have to kind of define success. Are we talking about success because it's a time, or is it because they continuously maintenance? Now, and who are you polyamorous with? Do you have a main and a side, or is it possible to have two main? Because individuals,
I think it is possible to have two mains.
Well, see, listen, like the most valuable, unquantifiable resource we have is time. We will not get the time back. So how are you spending your time with this chick A and chick B, right?
And I think that is the important part. There are certain parameters and activities. That's where the discussions come in.
Right.
Because some people value time. Some people value verbal reinforcement. Other people value physical reinforcement. Other people value gifts and touch. You know what I mean? So it just depends on where your value happens to be.
True.
Time isn't always the most valuable thing to everybody.
Right, but I guess what I'm talking about is that once the time is gone, we don't get it back. What I mean by this is that you're not in a relationship if you don't spend any time.
But who says you're not spending time in a polyamorous relationship?
Good point. Well, then I guess the point that I'm asking, the question is, what about jealousy? Do the parties get jealous? Isn't that a natural? I mean, if we're talking about human nature, jealousy is something that we cannot avoid. It's an emotion,
right? And I would assume that there are moments of insecurity and jealousy, but I think that you would deal with them like you deal with any emotion.
I mean, I look, polyamory sounds fucking dope if we're all skipping, holding hands through a meadow all fucking day, right?
What you really mean is polyamory is dope as long as it's two bad bitches that are in your bed when you get home.
Yes, absolutely. Who's not signing up for that? Who's not signing up?
I need more. Okay, that's bullshit. I'm totally signing up.
Okay, all right. Remember. See, for me, I think that the value in learning or being monogamous is to realize that the growth and the development of the individual is also your responsibility.
Yeah, but you're still not making
I don't
want to
do that
monogamy.
Shit. I don't want to juggle bitches is what I'm saying.
First off, you a goddamn liar. You are out and out fucking liar.
I'm the guy that you want to take home to meet your mama.
Because you're not hiding the broads that you're banging.
I'm not juggling bitches. No, don't listen to him. I am not.
My shit is on Front Street. So when my girl asks me, babe, are you fucking other girls? She don't even have to ask. She already knows. The question is, who are you fucking next?
True. Good point.
And when? And she asks for videos.
Word.
Like, can I get a picture or something?
Word.
Can you bang her in the bathroom?
You need to have a seminar, right?
I have a book.
A step-by-step booklet for you to get your game on track, not your wig pushback. Biggie said that.
I don't have no wig to push back.
I'm just saying, like, look, rule number uno, right? Like, you just
don't get high off your own supply.
Yeah, well, no,
oh wait, that's the wrong game.
Yeah,
that's the wrong goddamn game.
A 10 commandments for polyamory. That's what we need. Like,
I am
like a playbook.
I am nowhere near. I just started reading about open relationships and polyamory because it's an interesting topic.
Yeah, because what we're talking about is, I think that it's like nature versus nurture here, right? We were nurtured to understand that being in a monogamous relationship is the most like emotionally economical, right?
What do you think is older, polyamory or monogamy?
No, polyamory has got to be older.
Yeah,
because before people were formulating sentences, we were just grunting and fucking. Like,
no, that's not why. Stop equating polyamory only to sex. It's not only sex.
See, but that's this is where it gets weird, right?
Listen,
because
fucking other people is fucking other people.
Fucking other people is
your
fucking other people.
significant other is cool with you fucking other people, I don't know that falls in the confines of exactly polyamory.
Okay.
Well,
then if we're not talking about sex, then what delineates the difference between a relationship between man and man and man and female? Because you have
Okay, I'm
before
waiting.
I dive into some, I'm not talking about some gay shit here. I mean,
you just
we can go
did,
there too, but
okay.
The point is that like the love that you have for your male friend still means time, correct? And there's an intimacy that happens when you're spending time with your guy friends also. Yes or no?
You're stretching.
I'm not
so
stretching.
fucking
No.
far right now.
So you mean to tell me that like it's different? The intimacy is different. It's way different, but it's still intimacy. Like
I don't think I would ever refer to a relationship that I have with one of my male friends as intimate.
You don't think this is intimate right now, D?
No, I don't.
Time that
and just because you're trying to soften your voice, I feel like you're the proverbial black guy in jail going, "It'll be okay."
You don't give me a hug when you see me.
I do give you a pound and a hug.
See,
with the three taps on the back, which means dick's not touching.
Yeah, no, listen, man. Intimacy doesn't mean our balls are rubbing against each other. That's not the point. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm talking about is time and love and just the effort to create a relationship that helps you grow as a person. You do that with your male friends. You do that with your female friends.
Yes, but I don't think you call it intimacy.
What?
I wouldn't call it intimacy.
I'm not talking about fucking cuddling. I would never cuddle your ass. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
First off, fuck off. No. I have an amazing ass. Okay, so there's
that.
Hey. Oh, now all of a sudden it's a problem.
Hey, yeah.
You talked about intimacy between man and man, but me saying I have a nice ass now is a fucking problem.
So hold on a second. You mean to tell me that you haven't had a long conversation with you and someone of the same gender that was deep and heartfelt? And
yes, but
how is that not intimate?
If you'd let me finish, I realize you're angry, black man, but I'm trying to make a point.
It's because of your great granddaddy is why the fuck I would be angry.
I don't know what he did with your ancestors. So listen, at the end of the day, I personally would just never call any relationship I have with another man intimate. I don't know that I'm right or wrong in terminology. Right. I'm saying I would never refer to it as that. And since we're talking about polyamorous relationships, they do include both same sex and opposing sexes. I'm positive of it.
Right.
But for me, I wouldn't call it intimate because I am not necessarily interested in same sex, intimate, romantic relationships. I would like mine to stay of the female gender.
Yeah, I get it.
My whole thought process was in regards to monogamy versus polyamory is that I feel that monogamy is a learned trait, and I don't necessarily think that monogamy is wrong.
Well, let me ask you this question. How many times has your girl, not your current girl, who's not the current, now I'm just in your life, has a woman been jealous of your relationships with your male friends?
Not too many times.
Look, listen, every time we get on our bikes and we ride off on a Sunday and we're gone for 5 or 6 hours and we're in Oakland, we're in San Diego, we're in Arizona, we're in Vegas, we're at the strip club. Yeah. Right? Oftentimes the lady that's sitting at home feels jilted, like you're not spending time with me. Back to my original point about time being, well, maybe not yours, but I would argue that's probably a pretty common occurrence. And I would also, if we're going to say, I know you have a problem with the word intimacy, but if we're just going to take the word intimacy out and just say that it was just spending time together. Stop saying it like that. Yeah, no. I got to emphasize intimacy. We're just going to talk about spending time together. Then I don't necessarily see a difference between the time that's spent with your boys, if it's in the gym, like.
You should just stop right now. Whatever bullshit you're about to say.
Because you and I have been in the gym sweating and grunting and lifting weights and doing man shit.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
It has been it's been pretty intense. Yes or no?
Yes.
Nothing gay about it.
Okay.
Very intimate though.
Final thoughts on intimacy. Because I need to bring it home because you're going hard right. And the hard was not an innuendo.
Holy, see, I didn't say that.
Okay.
Hard right.
We're just going to agree to disagree at this point that you believe more in monogamy.
Yes,
And,
I think the monogamy is
I believe
more
that
valuable.
there is a true outlet for open relationships of some sort and probably polyamory as well.
Yes.
Just a closing thought, though. In your monogamous relationships, how many times have you cheated?
Okay,
Wow.
wait a second. Wait.
You don't even have to answer it. You don't even have to answer
hold on.
it.
I can answer that question.
Do you know why you don't have to answer it?
Why?
Because the pause said it all.
But I can answer the question now.
Go ahead, please. Tell me.
In the last relationship, I did not cheat. I did not.
Okay.
And I did not cheat.
Okay. How many relationships have you had, sir?
In the last relationship, I did not cheat. And I'm going to go ahead and plead the 5th.
Okay, so let's just say an arbitrary number of more than 10? More than 10 relationships.
Is the white man trying to paint me into a corner?
I'm not trying to paint you at all.
Well,
that
fine.
would be racist.
Once upon a time, I was a pimp, but I retired. I'm a retired pimp. A matter of fact,
you're not
I wasn't
helping
even a
your
pimp.
monogamy.
I was a hoe. Okay, I am a retired hoe. I'm out the game.
Which still does not answer the question. Did you have more or less than 10 relationships?
Probably more.
Probably more. So let's just say 15 for the sake of the conversation.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Of those 15, you cheated at least 14 times.
Absolutely.
So shut the fuck up with your monogamy shit.
But the point is that people grow and you evolve and you choose
Apparently
to become someone
you didn't
different.
evolve.
No. See, I said the last one. See, the last relationship, listen, you are the culmination of your experiences, right? And you're either going to make a choice to become better of those experiences or become worse because you ignored what the fuck you did. At the end of the day, the growth and progress when it comes to cheating is what's most important. It doesn't what happens in the fucking first quarter of the game. It's the fourth quarter that matters, baby.
I'm going to sum it up with one thing. We have a lovely, beautiful, well-endowed female producer. And just by...
Well-endowed?
She is well-endowed.
Her endowment is quite substantial.
Yeah, I think that's the correct terminology.
Quite substantial endowment.
And so just by a show of fingers, how many relationships have you had about?
No, I want to know how many relationships she cheated in.
No, hold on. No, I'm asking for a reason.
Because women lie.
How many?
They motherfucking lie all the time.
How many? More than 10? Have you had more than 10 relationships? Just not. Less than 10. Out of the less than 10 relationships have you had, how many of those men have cheated on you that you know about?
One.
Okay, so at least one.
So once again.
That's it right there. Monogamy's a fucking farce.
And back to what Kanye say, love is cursed by monogamy.
Fuck Kanye. Speaking of music.
This
is going to be the quickest fucking segue because I can't stand Kanye.
Kanye. I like Kanye.
I don't know who the fuck Kanye
Kanye
is.
made a Jesus album.
I can't with you right now.
He did.
Speaking of people who are making albums, what's up with your boy Nick Cannon?
All right, man. So Nick is not making an album, okay? Nick is making songs.
Nick never made an album.
Nick, I think he has an album.
No, Nick put together a compilation of activities, but it don't.
Look, I think Nick is unfairly judged.
Why?
When it comes to the music, because
listen, just to give people background, Nick Cannon put out a diss track for Eminem.
Right. Eminem started it though. Because Fat Joe has a record coming out. I forgot the name of the song.
Yeah.
But Eminem is talking about Mariah Carey and Nick. Now this is a beef that's 10 years old. He didn't need to do that. But that's what Eminem does. He attacks pop stars. It's been a hallmark of his career from the beginning.
Yeah, he didn't just go after Nick Cannon.
No, but he didn't need to say anything about Nick Cannon either.
I realize you don't have to slap the slow kid. I got you.
Yeah, so then what happens? You get upset when the kid gets upset. You slapped him. Shit, you started the shit. Realistically, that was a very strategic and wonderful idea from Eminem because what it did is it helped promote Fat Joe's record. People are not even really talking about Fat Joe's record. What they're talking about is the beef. I think Nick is a very talented guy.
Listen. All jokes aside, I give Nick a hard time because I think the majority of his music is fucking trash. Okay, but I think he's a very, very good performer.
Right.
And his show, Wild 'N Out, is fucking awesome.
Right.
I love his show.
So what we're talking about is someone
that just raps like a fucking bubblegum. Actually, he fits in with the rest of the rappers right now, except he doesn't mumble.
But the problem is that one of the things that happens with rap is that we as the listeners suspend the disbelief. Right? These guys rap about killing people and selling drugs and weed. It's like seeing fucking Robert Downey Jr. and thinking that he's really fucking Tony Stark in a suit, bro. He's not. And the problem with Nick Cannon, yes, he is. The problem with Nick Cannon is that we watched him grow up on Nickelodeon. So even when he starts rapping and he starts doing things that are aggressive, it's like, wait a minute, man. He was a dude on Nickelodeon. Man.
I told you to look at that one song he did about voting. Did you look at it?
So I didn't think that was a song. I thought it was a poem, and I thought it was actually very good.
A poem?
Yes, it's spoken word. He's just talking. There's no chorus. He's just talking. See, here's the thing, right? Rap is more than just putting words together. It's also inflection. It's emphasis. And some rappers don't write songs as good as Nick Cannon. They just present the media better. Nick can't present a song. He cannot present a rap song that'll make you bob your head. You know, no matter how cool, how clever he tries to be with his pen, it just doesn't translate and articulate.
If Nick Cannon had done that track solo, it would have been nursery at best.
I bet you he could write a song. And listen, there are rappers that are, Billboard Top 100 right now that rap very simple. They just present their.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, but it's the delivery of the rhyme that Nick falls flat every single time because we don't believe him. We don't believe him. Even in the song when he's coming off with these hard bars, it's like, come on, Nick. Right? It's like we don't believe it at all. I think that's what handicaps him. He's someone that likes hip hop.
He looks like
that
Chris
should
Brown
not
on
rap.
Steroids.
He should not rap.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I'll take that.
I said he looks like Chris Brown on steroids.
No, that makes sense.
Like I think they're in a race to see who can cover their bodies the most with meaningless tattoos.
I'm not talking about Chris Brown because that's a whole nother subject.
I love Chris Brown's music. I bought every one of his albums.
So, and just to kind of put a bow, Eminem started that shit. Nick Cannon put out a song that was really, really, really weak. But I don't think that Nick should rap. He should stick to the poetry thing. His comedy isn't very funny. Stick to what he does.
His stand-up is not funny.
It's not very funny.
I would have wanted my money
but
back.
as a media mogul, he has the freedom to do whatever he wants. And
don't forget radio DJ because that's what he is now.
Bro, not everybody should do everything.
He proved that, yes.
And that he has a spoken word piece called Stand for What? And he's talking about standing for the flag. It's really about Kaepernick. And it's actually very, very thoughtful.
But that's not the one I was talking about.
That's not a rap song, bro. The one that you were talking about is not a rap song. It's not a rap song. Not a rap song.
Wasn't he wearing overalls in that? With no shirt on?
Yeah.
Just checking.
I mean.
Was he like the secret phantom member of ABC?
Holy shit, ABC. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of us that were around in the 90s, right? That's another bad creation. It was like a little boy band.
Yeah, they were produced
such an obscure reference.
Oh, I'm fucking wrong?
No, there's just a little black dude that lives in your soul.
Google ABC and then Nick Cannon in overalls and tell me if he don't look like he fresh out that group.
I'm just saying.
He better running man his ass back to the store and put on some regular clothes.
Hey, how much y'all want to bet that D's running man is mean? I've seen it.
I can dance.
He can dance. Maybe he'll dance for you one day.
Well, the shit's on the internet. Like you could just Google that shit. Derrick Pierce, Magic Mike Triple XL.
Holy shit!
That wasn't. I don't even make any money off that shit. Wow. I got paid already.
All right, sweet Magic Mike Triple XL.
Yeah, they ain't got nothing on me. Channing who?
Channing who? All right, yeah, music. Nick, he's picked a fight he can't win. Well, he didn't pick a fight. He jumped in a fight that he can't win. So Eminem is not going to respond.
You don't think he's going to respond?
No.
You think it's beneath him?
Yeah.
So why would he respond to MGK but not respond to Cannon? Cannon's way more important than MGK.
Right, but MGK, who was not the strongest rapper, still raps better than Nick Cannon.
Well, that one song is probably the best song he ever did.
MGK, who's not the strongest rapper, is still... MGK is the perfect example of someone that actually delivers a rhyme that you can actually have some punch and actually feels like it has some meaning. Nick Cannon's rhymes are actually more complicated than Machine Gun Kelly's, but they just fall flat. It's just flat. It's just doesn't hit.
No air.
No air at all. No air.
Nick Cannon has no air.
No air. Flat.
I guess it must suck to be in Mariah Carey's shadow. Isn't she taller than him?
So the problem with the whole Mariah thing is that he will not escape that.
No, never.
Like Mariah Carey's what's that Christmas song? That shit that we hear at Target all the time. You know what the fuck I'm talking about?
Because I don't shop at Target.
Oh, excuse me. For us regular people.
No, I just meant I'm a Jeff Bezos kind of guy. Amazon, for those of you who don't know who Jeff Bezos is.
The point is, Mariah Carey, the people listening to me know the Mariah Carey Christmas song, but it just went number one, and it's, I think, 20 years old, 19 years old. Mm-hmm. And she recorded a song 19 years ago that went number one on the Billboard. That's phenomenal. Nick Cannon has never even sniffed. Right? Like, not even get close. And the point is
sure
that
she had him dust off a few of her #1 album plaques.
See, that's just disrespectful.
In those overalls with no shirt on and a feather duster. Baby, I got the top right here.
Hey, Nick was already doing his thing before her, though.
He was acting. He should have stuck with acting.
He was doing his
He'd
thing
have been like a midget LL Cool J.
I don't want to put aside his achievements because he makes horrible rap music.
I think he produces a great TV show. And I've watched almost every season of it.
And the rappers like Charlie Clips and Hollow the Don. And
I wasn't overly impressed. I thought they're good. I just wasn't. Those are not
those
Eminem
guys are
bars.
those guys are renowned battle rappers.
But they're not Eminem bars.
They're not Eminem bars at all. But Eminem's not going to respond.
No. You think it's beneath him?
I think it's definitely beneath him.
I don't know, man. I just hope he responds just because I want to hear him tear each one of them apart. But
not gonna happen.
I hate that part.
Yeah, not gonna happen at all. So
I really hate that part.
You brought up something about the police that I thought was interesting.
What?
We were talking about the perception of the danger in the job.
Oh, well, we're going to get to that on another show because we're
out of time.
Basically out of time because somebody wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Look, man, he's the one that didn't want to admit that he's intimate with men.
I think you're just jealous because you're not my type. That's okay.
You like tall, dark, and handsome.
No, I'm kind of more like an alpine white kind of.
Really?
Yeah, that's not true. Like my girls are.
Yeah,
like,
you like some flavor.
I do.
I've seen some of these bitches.
Ay, tangina. Filipino. Oye, papi. Venga acá.
No.
Latin, Filipino. I mean, if you're going to slide into my DMs, you start there. And I like white girls too, though. I don't discriminate.
Ladies, feel free to slide into my DMs. I am single like a dollar bill. I am available, ready to mingle. Yes.
I feel like this is a ghetto eHarmony ad right now.
Absolutely.
Okay, listen. We appreciate you guys tuning in with us tonight on All Access Broadcasting. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is my co-host and my road dog. What were we going by? Kipper? What?
I was Kip Flair?
No.
I was Kippy Steamboat.
Yeah, Kippy Steamboat.
Yes.
Apparently he's a wannabe wrestler.
WWF classic.
Yeah. So
off the top rope.
Next week it'll be somebody else. I am also Derrick Pierce. You can find us on All Access Broadcasting on Facebook Live, on YouTube, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, IGTV, pretty much any social media platform. We will be there. Okay.
Tell somebody to tell somebody.
Who will tell somebody and share it, like it, post it, repost it, because we're not going away.
No.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. See y'all later.
Peace.
Love.